Hello, I'm John Steppens. I'm the lead developer for Tyrantagonist Games, totally a real company, and I'm making a game. It's called Pluck currently anyway. This is my development diary. It's also a sort of mini-series because I'm making a new feature. Let's open up the video, the game even. Let's press New Game. I'm working on portals. Now if I close this tutorial here and teleport myself to the correct location, these are portals. And the last few videos I've made has been me trying to get them to the state I'd want them to be. So if you don't know anything about the game, why have you picked like episode 7 and episode 4 of a miniseries? But I may as well just sort of remind people what this is. It's a puzzle game, and the main gimmick is that you can sort of take hearts from objects and you can put them in other objects. So now, you know, I can't jump on that cloud anymore, but I can jump on this one because it's hard. And this has allowed me to get access to a new heart, which gives me the opportunity to build a bridge over here. Now, you may have noticed that I started up here. That's because I've put myself at the end of all the levels so I can test them out quickly. So, yes. If you have been watching the other episodes, you may have noticed that these things were embedded in their throats. And I've now made it so they rotate above their heads. So we have a system of doors, right? So if I load this video here, this level state, whatever, you'll see that level 2 is now available to me. So you can have places be open, places be closed, and places be locked. So the doors and the keys are displaying somewhat properly. So they are currently grey, but I don't think that showed correctly. Anyway, in this episode, I'm hoping to do 4 things. But first, let me show you the rest of what I've done. So if we go into do these burden levels, so yes, that heart crystal unlocks that heart door, and that heart crystal unlocked this heart door. But these all have, I said heart door, that's a sun. That's a heart door, as are all the green doors. And they are unlocked by doing this machine here. So if I complete these 2 heart levels very quickly, you should notice that now that machine has got a heart. And the same with this one. So I want to repeat that I've moved the dude to the end of the level so I can complete them immediately. So now I have 2 hearts in there, but I don't have access to this 3rd heart. Oh, hang on, it is displaying the correct colour. Oh, never mind then. That's good. It's almost, I've completely forgotten what I've already done. I can't see this isn't usable yet because I've only got 2 of 3. So let's open up that door there by quickly completing this level. And so one of the things I do want to fix in this episode is right now I don't have access to this level until I reload the level, this screen even, and now I can quickly do this. And that should unlock this machine. So now I have access to the Eero the Oppressor. I can press this, fill in that Prometheus dude. But it should also unlock all these green doors, which I have not programmed yet. And, you know, I can grab this, and it will give me an access to somewhere else in this sort of hub world. But if I load the level, like I did there, it should also load the... that should be full, and that shouldn't, and all these doors should be unlocked. So that's the 4 things I want to achieve. I've written them down, so I don't forget. So the soul crystal bullets. So when you complete a level, it will fly from the completed door. It will explode out of that and fly into the door, and the door will open with an animation. Now I might not do the animations yet, but I want the system to be built. I want these doors to unlock when this happens. There, that should do an effect and open up all these doors. I want the game to save this situation right here and save that the doors have been unlocked. And I want the changes to reflect immediately without me having to reload the room like that. So that's actually the first thing I'm going to do. It's not the most interesting thing, but I'm going to need that save state to work before I can do the other stuff. So I'm just going to quit game. So I've done some of the work already. So this is the heart sheet. I have an array for my levels. Let's open it up so I can explain. Level array. Let's also take a sip of tea before it gets cold. So yes, here's my level array. Right now, I manually write all this in, and the game saves whether the doors are open or not, and certain other things, right? But I also know I need to know and save the meta state of the oppressor. So I've had to add a new thing, but it's not in level array, it's in heart array. So it's this 25th one here, heart burden 0. So there are currently 5 states, 0, 1, 2, 3, depleted. Now they could have been numbers, but I wanted depleted not to be a number for reasons, just so I can actually read. So if we look at the oppressor, it's not actually using any of this code yet. So frustratingly it was, and it didn't save. So I'm just going to have to rewrite this bit. That's fine. It's somewhat annoying though. This is the second time I've recorded this video because that completely threw me. And I was like, screw it, I'm deleting the video and starting again. So yes. But I'm going to have to get my head around what I want saved. Right now, cause this is going to have to be replaced. So, it's apparently not even using that? Okay, whatever. It's working fine, so I'm just going to delete that. What does it say? Dev test area. So, if... Does it have to be manual or stupid? Okay, so, the other thing is 0, 1, 2, and 3. These are all secretly numbers, right? That's how enumerators work. 0 is in the 0 position. I've put them in the correct order. So I can now say... So I'm just clicking randomly that... Let's say if level word is... What is level of a word? So level word is... Yeah, that's correct. Level count is 3. Level word is that. So level count will have to be written on the sheet as well, actually. I think. Sure. We'll do that now. In fact, I'll pause and add it to every single one. Right, I brought you back a little bit early. Oh no, I didn't. I thought it was more. Anyway, I've added this 26th entry. It's going to be free until I decide otherwise. I don't even know if it's going to be free. It's just that it's drawn with 3 hearts right now. When I say 3, I mean those 3 there. So the idea is now pretty simple. Instead of it equaling 3, it's going to equal whatever 26 is. It's hard to... We'll check. Yeah, heart sheet. Make sure I do the right thing. Bloody hell. I need to also know... Where's the oppressor? We're going to put in the number 0 right now. But that 0 should be the principal. Principal is John word for the Prince word, which also should be... let's add that as another bullet point. Oppressor should use heart sheet which is something I should do now, but I'm too lazy. Right? It's sort of a low priority. It's not the most exciting thing to do in the world. And it'll be super easy. I'll do it off screen. But yes. Basically, all of this... a bunch of stuff should be automatic. Like, this shouldn't... if keyhole equals clay burden... oh, you know what? It does, doesn't it? Clay burden is 3. So, I can have that. Keyhole, John. Clay burden, I believe. No, it was the other one. Where's clay? Oh, I passed it. So yes, that will be correct. That'll be 3. Cool. But I still have to make it so it all uses that system. Like, that should say the correct thing. That should get all of its information from those sheets, rather than me having it all in here. Anyway, me going for all of this, even though it's not strictly necessary, is actually sort of informing me of how this object works. Because it is one of the newer things I programmed, but it doesn't mean it's up to date with my knowledge of how Game Maker works. Anyway, the point is this. Level word. If level word is underneath level count, push level word up. Yes? Yes. And then I want to save it, don't I? So, if we look at our save game, I think this was all done, I'm afraid, and it just didn't save. We're going to look at the things that are save. Which would be the heart array. No, it'll be the level array. So, this should already be saved. So, if I check it out... so right here, this is where it saves everything, right? So these are whatever 11 and 4 stand for. Yeah, that's really annoying. Heartsheet 25. Okay, cool. Heartsheet 25 is saved. So if we look at the heartsheet in the code, yes, lovely. That's been set up. So I have to make sure, remind myself what's been done and what hasn't been done. But it is saving that, and I'm just going to take it for granted that that is... no, this is clearly not me taking it for granted, because I'm clearly checking in other places. Oh god, there's a lot that say heartsheet. Because I forgot the number 5. So yes, it's all done in the correct places. Lovely. Let's go back to our oppressor. Let's do this in the correct order. So first of all, global dot heartsheet 25, comma, keyhole. Plus equals 1. Level word equals that. How do I get it to play a save? Because I've not been toggling the saves, but it should do. I know it will automatically save it, but how do I invoke? I thought it was that. Not there, John. In fact, one of your previous things you searched for actually would have said it. OBJ player. Save game. Okay, so what is the code I want? Because I'm just going to cheat. OBJ player save game equals true. Lovely. That is, so it's going to change that, immediately save the game. What is this doing? Alright, I may as well save it after I do that. Level sheet 12. Just going to remind myself what that does. Level sheet 12 does nothing! What? Huh. Right. Really? What was it supposed to do? Right, I may need to pause this one. Level. What does it say it's supposed to do? Oppressor. Oh. Okay. I think I realised what I did. I think that's no longer used. I believe. But don't worry about that, John. That... Ah, okay, yes. So it used to be on the level sheet. And it used to just be 1, 2, 3. I had them as 2 separate systems. But what I want is 1, 2, 3 and depleted now on the same save slot. Because it's the state of the door. It's not just the count. So we're ignoring that. We're saving a game after both of those. It doesn't really matter. I don't understand why I need to have this separated. But heart quote can equal the level word as well. I believe. You know what? No, it doesn't matter. The heart quote will be automatic, I think. Let's see what happens. Or... heart quote equals level word. No, because no, John. There's a reason why you had it different. Cool. Basically, it doesn't update, or it updates more often. Something. And it toggles off. Right, so that's stage 1, and let's press play and see if that works. To see if... because it clearly was... was it saving? I think I typed this in and then it didn't save. Which is frustrating because I just spent 20 minutes doing it. But again, it's familiarizing myself with the system. So this should work for 0, 1, 2, 3, which it was originally saving in it. The thing is, it does... If it was saving, it means that was doing something. Let's just see what happens. We need to convert from the old system to the new system anyway. Right, so I'm going to level restart. Oh goodness, I've broken it. "12 doesn't do anything, it's not in there. Level sheet doesn't have a 12, John." Doesn't it? Level sheet doesn't have a 12. There's no 12s in there. So it was clearly working without it. You don't need to bring it back. Alright, but what have I done wrong? Global.heartsheet 25 keyhole. "25 is the level count. And keyhole should be 0. Well, that's very dramatic. John did something wrong. Let's say it's 0. 0 should be a keyhole. See if this is the issue. I could just do that, actually. What's it displaying? What have I done wrong? Oh well. I hope this is non-copyrighted. Very dramatic for what I'm trying to achieve. What I should do is learn how to slice these videos into different segments, which is a thing you can do. Interesting that it started there. Well, bugger. Sorry, I've completely forgotten how to... I'm going to turn the music down. I'll try not to skip. Right. cool. So there's somebody texting me about whether I should just use the name Pluck, but like with an exclamation mark on the end or something like that. This is a tangent, but like I wanted to call my game Pluck. It was like, oh, it's perfect. It works. It makes all the sense. And I found a game on Steam, and it's an indie project of a shooter game. It was in development, and he never quite finished it. And I was like, well, damn, I can't call myself Pluck, can I? Because he's used it already. I found out today that like 3 months ago he took his game off Steam, and he was like, okay, I'm afraid I ended development like years ago actually. So like, yes, I can use Pluck. And then I check itch.io, and like 6 months ago somebody made another game called Pluck, but it's like at least like a plucky adventurer. Like, so I like the game. The name makes sense, but like, ah, god damn it! Like I missed the tiny window. But I was like, can I just call my game Pluck anyway? Because we're both indie people and we're not going to really overlap. Or should I like go block capitals? Or I was also thinking Plucked, because the character's been plucked from where he started and put in this weird puzzle game. Anyway, what if I do this? I just want to see what this does. Like, it shouldn't do anything. 12 doesn't exist. Also, destination welcome definitely shouldn't be in the code, because it should always reference a thing. It shouldn't be... I'm not like programming each individual oppressor. I'm programming a system, and then I tell it which oppressor it is. There's also a bit that my brain has to just warm up, which is why we're doing this less complicated thing before we do the more complicated thing. You see that? Didn't save it. But, what? 12. You know what? I think I'm just being dumb and I misread that. Let's look at the level sheet. Oh, no, it's there. Okay. Shouldn't be that anymore. I'm retiring 12. Should be this, shouldn't it? No, it should be this. Sorry, 25. It does appear to be saving, even without me telling it. Probably because it saves when I open a room. Oppressor. Ah, okay. Let's assume that this... Why is it destination? Because it's the wrong thing, John. Is it 0? Yes, we've well established. Let's keep it as 0. I'll make my old note. This sounds like somebody's made a Final Fantasy song. It's nice. We'll say plus equals 1, even though that's not how it should work, but whatever. I'm going to block this out. But where else is this being used in the code? Because that's what I actually should have looked out for. Not being used anywhere. What? I can delete this, it's fine. It wasn't a lot of work to get there. Something's referencing that, and I don't know what it is. Okay. That goes 25. And I'm going to make it 0, because just to give it less chance to break. Give the note 0 should be keyhole. All 3. Is keyhole... Yeah, I think that's right, but... I thought I could do this in one more video. It might. I just might have to be a long video. I should probably clap every so often to synchronize it, because I've noticed these long videos have been unsyncing. Desyncing? Whatever. Okay. It's a good sign. I don't know why I backed out that level. Lovely. That appears to be working. Cool. I'm just going to put keyhole back and everything and see if it still works. So I can't overstress this. This is a relatively simple thing I was trying to achieve. But the more important thing is when it's max word, I need it to save. And then I need the... this object... The oppressor is always going to be next to a Prometheus. So it can tell it. It knows where it is as well in the code. So it can tell it to automatically be full. Like, without the fill. Game? What are we doing? Yeah, sure. There's no reason why key shouldn't work, but... So, I've got to remind myself, always try and do the dumbest thing. Because sometimes that works. Cool. We'll double check because sensible idea. And the dumbest thing for me to do would be to ignore that the enumerator is working as a number. And see what happens if I do a certain thing. Right, so because in the code right now, it's only going to add another number if that is the case. So we've got to ask, what if that number is higher than it should allow? I.e., what if it's maximum? What if it's heart rate, John? What if it is set to depleted? And the answer is, it should display as that -1. So, I've got to say, first of all, if I trigger, so let's go to drain. Okay, now if tower form is oppressor complete, I'm pretty sure. Now, okay, heart quote. Apparently heart quote equals 4. I don't know why that's set there, but let's just not mess around with it. So, we now want to set this to the maximum one plus 1. No, I don't. What am I talking about? Like, I don't need to fiddle around with the settings. I know what full means, always. So it's... I've forgotten the name. It's right up there, John. No, it isn't. It says keyword. So, there. Oh, yeah. You know what? My original idea was to ignore all these tower forms because it feels like I'm doubling up. But again, do it the stupid way. Fix your code later. If you get things working, then fix code to make it more efficient. Right? So yeah, tower form and a oppressor dot depleted probably isn't a thing I need to do anymore. So I'm glad I accidentally undid that. So yeah, if we click here. Destination key. No, that is correct. So I changed that because it used to do the tower form instead. But tower form appears to change anyway. So that's fine. John, don't forget what you're trying to achieve right now. You're in step. Just check the bloody heart sheet. Heart burden dot depleted. Cool, thank you. Now, I've got to do 2 things, right? Do I need to change keyhole as well? No, that's fine. It's set on the sheet. So I've got to tell the creation thing outside of keyhole, because that doesn't matter. Or it won't once I fixed it. If sure, why not? If it equals depleted, I want to do 2 things, right? I want to set it to the maximum. I want to set it to depleted. And hang on. Set it to max. Set it to depleted. And set prom to full. Right? Setting it to max should be quite easy because it's whatever this is, right? The level word should already be set, actually. That's a good point. Don't need to set the level word. Just in case. This is the thing. I don't know what the number's going to be for. Let's see what happens if I don't do that. All I actually want it to do... Don't worry about this. But we are going to set it to depleted. So... We'll do that. I just to get... Sure. I don't even know what that does. It seems superfluous. What I want to do is I want to see which one of these is... Let's find our... Drain equals true. Dot trigger. No idea what that does. Trigger equals false. There's probably code in the Prometheus. Where's drain? I don't even know what drain does. Oh, all it does is it says it's been triggered. We may have to open up the Prometheus. Not sure why I did it like that. Cool, now we can open it up. Don't worry about that one. Or that one. Don't even know why that's even in there. So... Where's drain? Fill. So we're going to get rid of that code, but put another equals in there. What happens if it equals fill? What's the very last thing that happens? Yeah, having to remember all of this. Oh, hang on, that was really confusing. Let's drain John. Okay. We're just going to copy these over. Go back into the Prometheus. Into the oppressor even. We're going to do this. In fact, we might not even need that. So don't worry about that. So, how do I contact the Prometheus? So I'm going to say with. Then we're going to figure out where the Prometheus is. From, of course it is. But which means we need to set this. Lower than from. Otherwise it's going to break. Don't ask me why I use that. Whatever. Cool. So, yes, we definitely want heart volume to be full. We do want to make it check. This one might be easier. Because it'll be other... I've got an element, right? But I'll make it check. Like, we don't need to do that now. They were obviously grayed out. I don't know why it would. Probably don't need that. Sure. Sure. I don't think image speed was doing anything. This, I'm guessing, should be here. Because we're in Oppress. It's now gonna... What? Why do I have these in if these do things? What? Okay, I think it's a weird quirk of how the Prometheus works, that it has to destroy the filling one. We'll see, we'll comment them out. I'm very curious as to what this does. That's arguably set. Let's see. Do I know if it's depleted? I think so. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not confident with that code at all, by the way. Bear in mind, it only has to be in the create event, because it's already correct otherwise. Yes. Oops, yes. This is me syncing it. I'll keep that in. Unless I forgot to. I drunk that in a really weird way. Yeah, I'm not expecting this to work. We're gonna have to do all the levels. I've made it so I can do them quickly at the very least. So we'll just do that. You can see an error on that level. Cool. I don't know why that would have broke, but I thought I'd better check. Yeah, I could add a button that says instant win rather than me even doing this animation. But shortcutting through the animation that does some legwork probably isn't the greatest of ideas. John, decide on a word and then say it rather than getting confused. Right, so right now that saves, right? Like there is no issue that saves. That doesn't need to save because it has saved, if that makes any sense. But, ooh, that's interesting. So it did a thing. It has made it inaccessible, but it hasn't filled that up. I don't understand how this code would work. What I really want to do then is destroy that old Prometheus, make a new one on the same spot that has a solid in it. That's all I actually have to do, and then save for that. You know what? I need to ask. No, we know it worked because it did things. We know that it saved the correct state. So, can I press new game and what did I change? I can't remember what I changed now. Let's game restart. You know what? I'm going to pause and cut. Right, I'm just going to load my game. You can see there's free there. It's flashing, so if I load the game... There's no reason why this shouldn't work, but I'm going to game restart anyway. Just to double check. This playlist has Christmas music in it. It's a really weird choice. Continue game. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, cool. Also, that definitely shouldn't happen. So, Buh? Hang on, how the... comment this out. I'm gonna have to do another. Right, I think I'm gonna lower the scope of what I wanted to do in this video, I'm afraid. There's gonna be no soul bullet, and I'm just gonna get the burden working. Which means fixing this thing still. So, just load my game, and I'm gonna quit out, game restart, and load game, and see if this works. That's interesting. How have I broken? You know what? Sorry, that was me thinking, wasn't it? This needs to be fixed. There is no toggle. It just needs to display these correctly. And I don't know how it's drawing it without a draw step. Unless I've forgotten to display it. There is a draw step. Okay, cool. Full screen there. Why is that separate? I don't know. It's now separate. Right, so what does this do here? You know what? Separating that out does sort of make sense, actually. So, I just need to make sure... Prince word, level word seem to be the important ones. What's Prince? I don't even know what Prince does. Why is it called Prince? And level count. So, I don't even know if Prince word does anything anymore. What the hell is Prince word? Alright, fine. So, it should have set Prince word correctly. Why? Is it just not saving them? $25 and $26. Right, I just gotta make sure 25 and 26 are actually saving. First. Level word, Prince word. Just level word, just 25. Why wouldn't it be saving? Yeah, it's saving here, cool. So that thing where I said it should save the game, I'm going to put that back in. So let's go back to the oppressor. Whenever I do this, I want to save the game. I think that's what I've done. So, it's save game, isn't it? That. If instance exists with a player. Cool. Not in there though, John. In here. And when it's depleted, I should as well. Anyway, let's see if that works, because even though that's such a minor tiny thing, it was enough to break what I did. So we'll fast forward. Right. We already know if I press L, it will work fine. It's game restart. Why isn't that working? Huh, I may have to have a little think about this. I still don't know what the word prints does. Why isn't it not saving? Okay, let's test out. What this is. So if that equals 3, trace lots of 3s. Right, that's all I'm testing. That should tell me if it's saved or not. In fact, I can just press continue so I don't need to fast forward. Though, I mean, I can still chance forward through this building process. Sometimes it's nice to have you with me while we do that. Sometimes it's better to have a slightly shorter video, though. That's for syncing purposes. It is not making that number. Level restart. Right, now let's fast forward. Right, I've also figured out that I don't need to reload that level if I do them in a correct order. I'm just going to make this small. So right now, it knows there's 3. If I reload that, it knows 3. You can see right there, 3, 3, 3, lots of 3s. So that is the code there. If that equals 3, that like so it's just not. So I'm going to change that to if it equals 0. I'm going to say what? We're going to close it down and start it again. We'll continue. And then we know what our error is. That it's not saving that number. For some reason. We can fix that. So when my scope is the burden because I think having those door open should be trivial. I won't have the animation, I'm afraid. Animation is potentially fiddly and not really an interesting thing to program. Just, you know, a series of events. Kind of the difference is the bullet. It does have a little bit of programming to it because I have to kind of seed instructions. And maybe we'll do other animation during that episode. Continue. I might just leave the animation till the showcase. Yes, sorry, it is saying what. You can see it there. That's good. I mean, it's bad, but it's good that I know. Why isn't it saving? Okay, I've got an idea. which is, I think, no, that's right there. Let's look for this. Let's look for save. So underneath that, it should have Heartsheet 25-0. So that's Heartsheet 25-0. Okay, I'm not seeing that. So my other idea is maybe I'm contradicting it. Maybe it's being turned to 0 when I start a room. I'm gonna have a pause and have a think, I think. Because as far as I'm concerned, it should say the right number, right? Every other thing is saving. And it is 0, right? It's loading. You know what? It shouldn't save. Step. No, because it wouldn't know what the 0 is. So it's got to save all of them. No, of course it's going to know what 0 is. Yeah, this. This has to have updated to 3. Heartbird and Dod's 3. And I don't know why it's not. What's it doing when it's loading? That's what I've forgotten, isn't it? No, not the save, the load. Okay, I think I'm missing one of these. Okay, let's look for file. There's going to be a lot of them, but it's read file that I'm looking for. Oh, it's right here. 25-0 equals read file. Am I doing it correctly? Yeah, I feel like I am doing it correctly. That's 25-0. That's the correct place. 25-0 is this. If equals 0, trace, no, if it equals 3, trace 3, because I want to know when it's changing it. Else not 3. So it could be here, or it could be that it's not saving it on the sheet. So when we say save game, if equals 3, trace, this is 3, else trace no 3 here. Okay, we're gonna see where this is going wrong. Let's test it out first. Because I can't open all the doors until the game's confirmed this free state. It needs to know the full state before it can do the state after that. Bloody hell. But if I can do this, I can do the other thing as well, hopefully. Like, if it can load the full heart state, then when it's depleted, it's a form of the full heart state, so I'd load that first, and then I'd deplete afterwards. So it's interesting that it says it so many times. Sorry, you can't actually see right now, but it says not free about 30 times, which means it's trying to load 30 times. That's a weird thing for it to do. You don't only do that once. Anyway, it is saying that. And it's doing it a lot. Anyway, I'm going to pause and... Right, I've taken off my headphones. I got to this point in the game, and I've just noticed... Because I was like, oh yeah, that's free. What am I checking? What am I checking? What am I checking? And, oh, this wasn't updating. That was... Huh. No 3 here. Okay. How do I make it... There were 2 no frees here. Can I... Is there anything I can do? How do I... Can I force a save? I think it's just not saving. Let me... Okay, let's exit out of this. We're going to steal some code from the oppressor. This one. G. G is going to save my game. We'll put it in the player. I can find where the player is. So, we'll run this, and now I can test. Every time it does a save, every time I save in-game, it will tell me either there is a free or there's no free here. More importantly, I can force it to save, and then I can see whether the save works. Then I have to wonder why it's not saving. Because it's saving everything else. Or maybe I just put the wrong code in for saving. So we're going to press new game. We're going to make it small. No 3 here. going to say a lot. Why does it try and load save? Hang on, that is... What? There's a lot of no free here's, by the way. Why does it do it so many times? I guess it takes a while to save. Anyway, it did a save when it loaded that game. We are... Cool, we need it to be the bottom. Oh, that's really annoying. I'm going to have to close down the game and open it back up. I need that to be free running. I can't pause because it will pause this. Sorry. I want to see the output. Yes. Hope the music's nice. I don't know. I'll put it on. So, new game. What? Why is it not saying the output? I'll put it back. How do I tell it to keep going down to the bottom? No. Ah! Because when I unpause... I need it to continue, and it's not, is it? That's really annoying. Ah, no free here. Lovely. Awesome. And you can't see that, but it's where my chair is, I'm afraid. I did try and move it. Now it says sunroof. It didn't say. It's not saving, is it? That's interesting. Why does it sometimes save and not others? No free here. Okay, saved that one. Didn't save that one. Just gonna load the room. Ah. It might be a chance that if I play it in the correct order. No free here. Well, that's a goddamn lie, because there is a free here. That's free. It has to be free, right? It has to be free right now to display as free. What? Okay. Okay. So now it's constantly running. It's constantly checking the heart sheet. Doesn't matter if I've saved or not. This song's been doing this a lot. Alright, let's... Do I need to pause it? Yeah, I'll pause, don't I? I mean, when I pause, it skips it. Okay, I'm just editing it so it shows 3s and 1s. I'm curious about something. This is a really annoying problem because it's just like, it's not... Well, it's a bug, isn't it? No, it's not even a bug. It's just I've coded poorly and I can't achieve the cool thing I'm actually trying to achieve. A part of me thinks I should just pause work my way through it and then just do the more interesting burden thing at the end, which I might do if this doesn't work. So I can have this be a coherent video under 1 hour and a half, hopefully. This is... The point is, it will tell me if there's a 1. There's no 3 here. That's because it does that when it saves. Okay, you can't see what I'm reading, sorry. More importantly, it's not even telling me there's a 1, when there's clearly a 1 right now. Okay, so that is interesting. Maybe I shouldn't be using numbers when I'm using numbers. Maybe it should be 25 0. Hang on. Let's look at the sheet. I've just I've misspelt something and I don't get what. Alright, so that's 2 things that they should say. Are you getting a little bit grumpy? It's hard to be grumpy when the music's this chill. That's not that hard though, is it? Okay. So I'm being quiet on her. So this should make it a 1. Cool. That told us definitively that that doesn't equal 1, which means... What the hell's saving? If we go into the oppressor... What? If we go into how it shows... No, because it's not saving, John. Okay, what is Prince word again? So Presser Clay. Okay. Level count. What? No, level count is just free. Yeah, that's fine. Is it? Well... Oh yeah, that's level word and level count. I was confusing them. Okay, so... I know how to fix this problem. No. I know how to track this problem slightly easier. Which is... In the draw event, it shouldn't say level count. It should say... No, it shouldn't say... It's just not saving the thing, and it should be. And I don't get why it's not saving. So it's doing everything with level count and level word. You know what's worse is it was working before, I think. It was definitely... I think it was working before. Maybe it's just this line of code isn't working. I should be able to push an enumerator up. Like, level word is clearly going up. You know what? I am going to do this test now. We are going to change that to that. Just temporarily. Change back to whatever it was. I've forgotten what it was now. Sorry. Level count. Because the only reason I want to keep it as that is because then I don't have to worry about what the number is. Because level counts rules are different than the other rules. Anyway, this is kind of annoying. Yes, John, you keep saying. It's very annoying. Not pretty annoying, it's a little bit annoying. I'm fuming right now. Like, just so much time has been wasted on this tiny little problem. But this test means I'll complete this level, and if it doesn't update... Okay, I've inadvertently fixed it. Because it's saying more ones underneath me, that's why I was excited. Not to mention that that heart is showing. Now it's gonna break as soon as I get to 4. So that means the thing I got wrong was that keyhole number. Oh! Well, now I'm just confused. So it's saying more freeze down the bottom. So if I quit my game... that's interesting. Okay. This was a test anyway, but... Interesting. Okay. So it was saying more freeze. If we look where it says more freeze. Whatever. Wait, it was in my... Ah! Don't worry about the search. What's the output? It was saying that. So, that had successfully updated even when I loaded my game. Which means the thing that was wrong was this. That I didn't put 0, I put something else in. But if I go into the draw event, change this back. We're going to experiment, because I'm not sure what's going to happen now. Quite close to the screen. It's intense. Alright, I've got to go back because of the green. This song's repetitive. It doesn't matter, John. They're here for your voice. That's fascinating. That's an error I need to fix as well. Now it knows there's 3, but it's not displaying it correctly. That's even weirder. Game restart. We've got a new problem. Oh. Damn it, I was trying to be efficient and I've wasted time. Huh. Oh, that's not a burden level, you're an idiot. I need to do all the levels to get all 3 burdens out, but... Some more 1s. So it's tracked that there's 1 and there's 1 heart. That was a burden, I think. Why is it not doing any more than 1? Oh boy. This is some weirdness. If global.heartsheet equals, we'll do it backwards. Where's the heart sheet? I need to check. I don't know where the heart sheet is. It's in code, John. Okay, we're not going to do 0. We're going to do it backwards. Dot 3. Two, John. 3's maximum in this case. Yes. So we're just going to write out every single possibility. It's stupid, but it will work. Hopefully. So if it equals 2, we make it 3. That's his tree, John. Else, if it equals 1, we make it 2. And we've done it backwards, so it won't automatically cycle through all 3 possibilities. And we'll make it equals 1 if it's 0. John, you realise this wasn't the bit that was broken? What? This bit wasn't broken. The heart numbers was working fine. What? Just play it and see what happens. What? Level word equals that. see what happens. So it only does it when I toggle. And it can't toggle after 3 or after max number when I figure that out. Which I'll do later now. It's over an hour and a half. Whatever. We're going to see what happens. I'll do a pause, shall I? Right. I'll bring you in from the beginning. I need to make it small. No, I don't. Got to remember that these are involved as well. So showing 1. This won't do anything because it's not a burden. But that one... Oh, but you see, it's turned it to 0. But it's saying more 1s. What? How? Why? Where's the draw? Why would I don't understand. What dumb John, you're going crazy. You might breaks make sense. I just want this thing to be done. It's what makes it frustrating because it feels like a one step back scenario. I need it to save the thing, and I need it to react to that thing. It's pretty simple. We don't even need to do those 1, 2 will actually tell me enough information. Right. Okay. It's going to break when it gets to 4, but I could just say only do that if it's underneath max number. In fact, I can specify max number as well. So here's where it goes weird. Potentially. Okay, I managed to fix it, but what happens when I do this? Nothing. Ah. Because it thinks it's 0 or 3. That's interesting. Do you know what? Like, I went into that not even like searching for information. I wasn't expecting something to suddenly work. I'm gonna get rid of this. So it's just not... It wasn't saving it before. That was one thing. And then another thing was that it wasn't updating based on that information. And that's what makes it really hard to diagnose certain problems. That it's... that there's multiple things compounding it. Compounding. Whatever. Also, I don't think I needed to do this, especially. I think the original code was fine. I'm gonna comment this. It's Control K, John. Just remember Control K. I'm going to say if level word is less than 3, just because I'm just going to be lazy right there. And I want the other word to do that as well, which is, I guess, heart quote. And I think the scan is based on the heart quote, even though it's a stupid way of doing it. And I will fix that later. Let's play. And that should actually fix it for other situations as well. 3 will just be changed to sort of the max, which we'll know from other code. And I have a horrible, horrible, horrible feeling that loading used to work and then it suddenly didn't for reasons. Probably because I changed it all to enumerators and it was like 2 separate systems. Probably. But I need it to be one system. Because I need it to do the burden. I.e. the entire point of this episode and why I haven't stopped making it. I'm still not going to. It's going to be like a 2-hour video. For syncing purposes. I do need to do all of these, but I picked a weird order to do it in. And yeah, I could just put in a little code that says you just automatically win, and it'd save a certain amount of time. You see, like, because if you do it in that cross order, it loads of things in time. But oh, we can check if the quote works right now. And you know what? It's not going to work for a reason. Well, it might do, actually. It might update the quote for a different type of thing. Ready? Depleted. Depleted. That's actually not bad. I'm gonna load my game. Game restart. Yeah. But this is progress. This is progress. So when it's depleted, that should be displaying dark grey, like it does normally, and that should be full. And the door should be open. Okay, so what we've done is we've gotten ourselves to where we needed to be about an hour ago. Okay. We'll make a note that says 3 should be max. I want to wear this original, but I don't want to be sucking it on screen. I'm really hungry. But my tea time was an hour ago. And I've got to do cooking. I've got to do proper cooking. John, no, it's fine. It's fine. Doing the rest shouldn't take too long. I'll pause while it saves. Maybe I have a Weathers original. Right. I did have a Weathers original, so I did some coding while I was eating it. So I brought back this code that asks if it's depleted, and now I'm just going to create a Prometheus. I don't know if I can do a with a with, but apparently I am. That's fine. I think it's fine. So yeah, if we go here. These whenever I make a Prometheus, I set it to full and I do solid. So this says inert null. But if I check this one here, it says full and protoclay, right? So whenever you pick one up in a meta level, which is the only time you should pick one up, to be honest. Actually, that's not true. You pick one up literally right there. So, this is a meta level, John. Oh, yeah. Sorry. My brain broke. Anyway, so that's presumably when I make one, that's actually the only change I need to do. So I'm just going to destroy the old one and replace it with one that's got the correct thing in. Let's see if that works. This is what I mean. Once I get going... Oh, you're saying that way too early. Once we get going, we program at some speed. It's nice. You said that too confidently and too early, John. I did, didn't I? I'm confident. I am confident. I don't even need to... Yes, because I'm just detecting whether it's depleted. I think. Okay. I'm worried that it's failing to load images. That's what all this nonsense writing down the bottom is. Right, what I'm going to do quickly is... I figured out how to fix this. I need to clean my programming. And then I can press play. I have to clear the cache. I was trying to invoke the green screen. It doesn't want to now. Could you play the game, please, game? Thank you. I could have paused. You still can. Still can. There's nothing stopping you. So, that bar's not going up. It's taking a while. Probably because it's the first time I'm pausing. Right. Yeah, that took a minute. New game? No, continue. Continue should be fine. Huh. Let's press new game. Interesting bug. Right, so... We are going to need to do all of these. Well, that's why I was hoping to load my game, but I think I broke my game because it didn't have a save game because it was a new file. We check the quote is correct. 2 or 3. I had no idea how to make that look nicer. That world heart. It's ready. That's an empty heart. Should be displaying a thing, but that's a minor error. It is depleted. If we load our game. Awesome! That's fantastic. I know that's the wrong colour, but that's a really minor thing to fix. We're going to have a game restart. We'll press continue. Yeah! That is depleted. It is literally a simple case of changing one graphic. Like, now all I need to do for this video to be finished, according to my newest thing, is have those doors open. So if we go back to portals, it's called a psychopump. It'll be in one of these. So, yes. These are the voyages. What? What are you talking about? What are you doing? 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 Think, John. How do the doors know when to open? Hmm. Okay, so it knows it's lock, right? You know what? Let's just open up the level sheet, which I keep forgetting. I think I can middle click. Yeah, no, apparently I cannot. Can I maximum screen and then middle click? I swear I did this before. Okay, I must have been thinking of something else. Anyway, no. Level sheet. It's in code, isn't it? So what I'm looking for is destination Clayburden? I guess. So it knows to... Okay. So yes, it knows where door check is. That's what I wanted to know. That's in step. If that and door check doesn't equal no one. If it equals Clayburden, sorry. Yes, and where was I writing before? We already know key target doesn't equal no one. Okay. If keyhole it's looking for an oppressor. Come on, John. Okay, keyhole equals destination Clayburden, right? What? Yes. So not keyhole. Key state. It's key something. Key target, thank you. Key target dot. Let's look up depleted with a capital D. That's a good point. We don't have to check the object. We can just check its enumerator. That's one of my lights. Right. But either should be fine. So, oh no, it needs to equal Clayburden. Hang on. We'll do it here. If keyhole equals the right thing and key target Does not equal no one. No, not even that. Yes, it does. Yeah. So it has a target. It's a clay button and it has a target. But I don't need to scan from the target. I can just scan from the enumerator, which I'm going to do now. If... And I'm going to say 0 and change the 0 later. And be really confused why it's broken. That's a 0. What? Why didn't that copy? If that equals 0, no, doesn't equal 0. Look at the code, John. Look at the code. Heartburden dot depleted. If it equals that, I want my door state to be open. Let's see if that works. Because then I can let you go under 2 hours, which is definitely what I said earlier. 2 hours. I definitely didn't say 1 hour or an hour and a half. I said 2 hours. Yeah. Oh, but it wasn't the fun one. I wanted to do the shooty McShooty. But the game is functional if this works. Hang on, what? I'm so confused. What? What did I fill in? John, come back. Okay, I put one in begin step and one in step. Well, that's needlessly confusing. Okay. Now we'll play. Should I press pause? Continue. Well, that doesn't look like it worked. You know, technically those numbers are correct because it's Clayburden. But it shouldn't be destination.Clayburden. I should just be checking it automatically. Trace. Test. I want to know even if it detects those two states first. Hang on. Let's just put the number 8 in. It's just to display down here. It's super useful. Oh. Does it even say save depleted? Yeah, it does, because the thing's done. It's loading in the correct state. Also needs to do it in real time, though. It's saying test, but it isn't doing the other one. Is it 26? No, it's 25. Haha! Well, it's embarrassing. Psychopath. So it's not psychopath, blimey. Psychopomp. Very different thing. Psychopomp is a Grim Reaper figure that ferries souls from this life to the afterlife. That's why I use them as doors. Because I'm pretentious. And I built an entire system so I could be pretentious without it affecting the game too much. Well, that's an interesting bug. Oh! It's opened up those levels. Not Destination Clayburden, is it? Look at the code. It's the lock. Why would... Hang on. What's the lock? Or it's the door, even. Door... How... Okay, 10. 10 equals Lockhart. Yes. Although it's interesting. So it must have been constantly opening and closing those doors, putting them in that weird state. That doesn't look good. The fact it has it's expecting an expression. Oh. If level select equals no. If 10 level select, so I have forgotten how to program, equals lock.heart, it will happen occasionally. That should do it. And that shouldn't be 0. That should be... I'll make a note. But anytime I write the word clay in, it probably means I have to make a generic version, unless there's a list. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And yes, I know it's not under 2 hours. We're close. This is it. I mean, we're there, right? So I've got good news and bad news, which is it's saying the number 8, which means it thinks the doors are open. Okay. How am I opening doors? So it's detected that this is locked, and it knows that it's depleted. I just need to open the door. And how am I opening the door? Well, I'm doing them from the other side, aren't I? So this is saying if it's sun, oh yes, of course. Let's just copy these two. We can get rid of these. There shouldn't be a key break. What's key break? I'd say there is a key break. So I don't know what key break does. What's 4? So lock state equals open, which is what I had before, but instead of keyhole, it's level select. This, what's 4? I think 4 doesn't do anything in this case. And what? There is no... It's not relevant. I don't think. Well, that's kind of weird, because I feel like I did most of all that already, but... Picture of space. I'm not sure why it didn't work before. Maybe it's just been overridden by the global. And arguably there shouldn't be 2 anyway. I guess it's being overridden, but by what? I'm going to take it out. You can hear the music. I don't need it. You know what? I'm going to try and... Nope, it's open. What does key break do? Key break just means I can use this section. That's why I thought I didn't need it. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna see what happens if I just put this in step. Because surely that should open every single door automatically. If it doesn't, then there's a problem with one of my presumptions. I could put it... There's probably something that keeps it closed and I should be overriding it. You should do that weird thing where I have to load the room for it to take effect. That's what I was expecting. Okay, well that's a great sign, by the way, that this works. I'm really tempted then to put this here. So I cut that, and I do that. Because I've tested all those states. I'm not. This surely must work. Every single state has been tested. That by itself does it work. That tests, and this tested before. I've taken the code out, but it did. Did I accidentally put it in create or something? Now it will load it wrong, and that's something I need to fix, but... Okay. Let's game restart. Let's put my headphones on. Because if it works, I'm letting you go. So we have 3 doors open. They have the... Well, they're the ones I selected to be open. So we'll do the 2 burdens first. 0, 3. We have 1 there. Got some hopeful music on. Still have no idea if you can hear it or not. Says empty heart. Of course it does, because it's 2 or 3. I just realised what I did. They shouldn't all be open, should they? Damn! Huh. What? Yay, I broke it in a new way. Briefly looked like it worked. You tricked me, hopeful music. Why would it close doors? Well, now I'm mighty confused. Okay, continue. No, John, new game. I've got an idea how to fix this, though. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You see this, this lovely bit of code? We'll uncomment that. We'll copy it. And we're going to just turn back the clock. And we'll turn back the clock here, I think, as well. Then we'll put that back into step. And if this doesn't work, oh, oof, oh, some words will be had. Someone's gonna get their face lightly tapped by a bottle. Me is the person. I did it anyway, just in case. I didn't mean to imply that I might hit somebody with a bottle. I like these bottles. I drink Coke out of them. My brain went into a weird place then. See if this works. First we need this to work, otherwise something, yeah, it's fundamentally broken. Oh, thank goodness. It doesn't matter that I have to press L, that's fine. I mean, it's something I'll have to fix later, but when that door's open, but we won't do it because we'll open it via this. Now the other thing is, when I complete levels, that heart in the middle should count how many I've done. It's just not been programmed. It's a random number right now. Very easy to do though. There we go. Let's fill up. And if I press L. Ah, that's interesting. Okay. If I press Y in here. It's not this code I'm interested in. It's that. What was that? That was very subtle. Oh. What? What? We're gonna trace it. I'm so close to having it done. I'm really hungry. So it's saying so I was getting that. That's confirmed. I was getting that. And I was getting that. So both those states were true. Just that wasn't happening, but I swear this by itself happens as well. I mean, I could put it in the create event as well, actually. That last. Okay. Or at least after the other stuff. Nip, 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 nip. I don't know if you can hear the music, but it's making those noises. It was, anyway. I'm very close to having another Werther's original. And that'll be my reward for getting this correct. That was contempt you briefly saw on my face. For programming as a concept. How dare you? Yeah. I don't get how it can detect both states, but then not? Hang on. I don't know why I turned these off. Okay, let's just say burden unlock. Unlock equals true. This is definitely an unsubtle way of solving this problem. If burden unlock so it's gonna do this every single time, but oh crap. That should be in step. Oh, hang on. What? Yeah, whatever. Doesn't need to be in create. I'm gonna take a risk and just delete this. That's how confident I am in it working. Something's faffy, so I'm just overriding it. Burden unlock equals false. I can't see where it says false now. Where's the code that makes it false equals true? I'm gonna trust that I did it right. Okay, John, you're an idiot, aren't you? Yeah, no. I don't trust that I did it right. Never trust anything, John. both of those are what you sound like. It was, is it 22222? And I was like, yeah, all the twos. Just anything. I'm just grabbing onto anything right now. I mean, it sort of makes sense that that didn't work, because it should have... because it should be working anyway. It would have been nice. Always try the stupid answer first, right? Hmm. Sorry, I've stopped speaking. Why doesn't burden unlock equal true? Okay, that's it. I was going to write fuzzy Dunlop, but I got lazy. I don't understand why the burden unlock not happening. So very close. I didn't think I'd have a problem with this. Like, genuinely, not at all. I'll just unlock it the way I unlock everything else. No, no you won't. Because this is a weird exception. Okay. What? That is... burden unlock is true. So that's playing, but that only works when it's outside? I don't get it. Like, if that was firing, right? You can see, you can't see, but it says fuzzy, 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 fuzzy. But if I put it outside of that case, then it'll work. And I'm trying to figure out why. I'll put a pause in. Right, that did work, by the way. Outside it does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can just... Don't worry about whether heart burden is depleted. If it is the correct level, I want them to be open. And I can press new game, and it will keep the doors closed that require keys, but open the doors that require burdens, hopefully. That'll tell me some information. I'll press continue first though. Because hopefully all the doors should be open as well. It's a good sign. Bear in mind this isn't fixed, it's just some extra information. That's interesting. What? Why aren't they open? When I press continue, they were open, and then when I... What? Bear in mind, all that code says is they should just open. That says... That's interesting. If it's a Lockhart, it should open. That's all it's saying. And now I want to test this again. And I want to selectively load the game. My sound is starting to run out. Which is fine because I don't need sound. And the music will continue playing. This is... It should be simple. It's... Like, all the cases are true. That's the annoying thing. I keep using the word annoying. It's not annoying in the way the thing earlier was annoying. But, more annoying that I'm just hungry. Now I'm going to press continue and see what happens. So that definitely opens up everything without fail. But if I ask whether it's got a Lockhart, what if I do this? Doesn't need a key target, maybe. Lockhart should tell me what I need anyway. Maybe it's just because it doesn't have a key target? You know what? I never really needed to test that key target before. Maybe, yeah, I think it might be. We'll see what happens. If they open, that's a good sign. Game restart. I need to start again. Huh, that's interesting. Did I accidentally leave this open? I did. Okay. Sorry. That was my fault. Of course it was my fault. Everything's my fault. I mean, that was stupid. What? Heart sheet. Where's the heart sheet? Code. 10 is... You what? Have I just been using the wrong number all this time? This is why you shouldn't have numbers. That they shouldn't be numbers. They should be what their things are. No, that doesn't say... What? Hang on. You're in... No, that's 25, John. No. This is whatever lock heart is. Go back to code. Lock heart is 10. Okay, okay. For a second there. Let's try something new. Draw sprite. I'll do. No, it's got to be a sprite, John. All the green doors should now have a bloke. Anything with a lock heart. Oh, this is nearing like my gargantuan 5-hour video. But I got loads done in that 5-hour video, to be honest. Like, that was a really weird... That's collision, that's difficult work. This is just being annoying. It should have been done ages ago. It's embarrassing on my part. Okay. Create. I've gotten something. No, it's fine. Level select is fine. Level select foot should be fine. Okay, what is that asking? You know what? I'm going to do this a stupid way. I've been trying to do this the clever way. I've got a new idea. Why am I going for all this maths? I already know something, which is if we look at the door... Let's... Okay, if we look at this... We know if it's frame 2 of the door, it's got a heart. We're going to do it the stupid way. Lock, no. Right, that is 0, 1. If lock no equals 1... So right now, it doesn't need to be unlocked. I just need to know whether it's got a if it's got a heart door, it should remove the heart door, which is a weird proposition. No, that's fine because it's the code. It's not even the door. It's just the number. The number doesn't change. I like whatever pathway I've crossed lines with. That's refusing, like, because that's what's happening. By the way, there's some code. It's correct, but there's something else somewhere else preventing it. And when it's empty, there's just not enough time to prevent it probably. So if I'm doing a simpler calculation now, if it's 1, if number equals 1, which it is, and it's always, and that's never going to change, the doors are open. What I mean, I guess I should be happy that I figured it out, but it's also a really dumb way to figure it out. Lochno is determined already by that bit of code, by the way. I'm just referencing a later bit of code. So it's fine. I'm just doing it in a slightly different way. Because Lochno wouldn't be the heart door. Like, that's in a kind of clever sort of way. It's never going to change either. So yeah, it's determined literally slightly further up in the code, and I shouldn't be referencing it twice anyway. So yeah, good. Let's see if this works. There we go. Sorry. Because calculations take time, I guess. Maybe I had to loop twice, and by the time it loops again, it was turning it on, then off, then on and off. Was this now just goes off, 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 off. And that sounds like a terrible way of doing the game. Once it's open, it should do no more calculations. Saying that, once it's closed, it should do no more calculations. Otherwise, I've got to worry about memory. But that's a thing for later. We're just going to do all these levels. And I'm tempted to have the next episode be the showcase and do the rest off screen. Because I think there's only so in... It is just an animation, but... This is the functional part. If it works. Like, I could put out a game. I mean, not in a way that you have to press the L button, but it's functional. If it works, it's functional. Yeah! Awesome. I am gonna let you go, because... let's jump into a level. Awesome. Now... Still open, isn't it? Ah, I got a new bug. I got a new bug. So, and I've got to ask if it's complete or not. Doesn't equal closed. Let's see if this quick fix works. Because this bit of code is so wedgy as well. That is to say, like, it should be a part of this beautiful system, but it's not. But I've gone, oh, by the way, in this weird situation, this should happen. Whereas I was trying to do it in an elegant way. Just never try and be elegant. It's a terrible idea. Under 3 hours, though, unless I've completely broken it here. So what did I solve? The save state and the burden door unlock. So I've got to do Soul Crystal Bullet. I've got to make it so those changes are immediate. And the presser should use the heart sheet. That's a thing I like. That's never going to be on the video. So that's locked. So this one over here. Is now locked. Also, you get to see the green hand. Finally. So I think this. I don't think there's going to be another programming video. I think I'm going to program on my own. So the real difference is that instead of opening up immediately, like this, there's going to be some sort of code for. I'll see if I feel like doing that or not. It shouldn't be too hard, but I think we can all tell by now that I'm terrible at telling how difficult a thing is going to be. Maybe I'll fix that ticker as well. Anyway, I've been John Stephens. I'm the lead and only developer for Tyrant Antagonist Games, totally a real company, and I've been making this game. It's called Pluck or Pluck Hearts or Plucked. It's got a name. The video's dev diary says Pluck Hearts, so I should go with that for the time being. For these videos, at the very least. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for watching.